Hello, this is Barry, and you're watching Barry and the PI. I'm here in the Philippines, and it's cloudy. It's rained a little bit this morning, and the last 3 days it's been raining quite a bit. Yesterday, I think it was, we had a huge electrical thunderstorm, lightning everywhere, hitting close from the sounds of the thunder. And but good for the yard, good for my plant, and good for my soul too. Well, last week I had to go to Manila to the VA clinic for my annual physical and blood tests and stuff like that. And so I did, and right now there's no parking around the VA clinic, so had a little problems there. Might have had to go off, take the car and find a parking space. But anyway, we got in there. They did blood tests, and they called into the doctor, and she did a lot of checking up and asking me questions, and sent me in for an EKG and a chest X-ray. Well, we heard back yesterday, and my cholesterol is high, and he said that I need to eat more vegetables, good lean leafy vegetables. Well, she's not the first doctor who's told me that. Probably for the last 50 years, doctors have been telling me that. And it's probably a fat chance of that happening. Give me my barbecue, Texas barbecue, some good ribs and brisket, chicken fried steak, meatloaf, that kind of stuff. I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy. So, you see my shirt, older than dirt. That's the way I feel right now. So, I wanted to tell you about a friend of mine. He's retired now too. I mentioned him in my previous video on the Model United Nations that I participated in. Name's James Todd, but I call him Jim. We went to the University of Texas together, and he went into law school. He wanted to be a lawyer. I think his father was a lawyer too. So when he graduated, he got his draft notice, and so Carolyn was his wife. I think they had gotten married by that time. And, you know, this is right during the Vietnam War. And he got drafted and got sent to Germany. What a deal that was. He went into the medical corps and worked in the hospital the whole 2 years he was in the Army. That was pretty good duty. So when he got out, he went to law school and graduated. I got married about that time, and he and his wife were good friends with Laura. At that time, it was Laura Guerrero. She's a Hispanic woman. Her father was highly respected throughout the community, Austin community. Uh, so we were all friends, and we'd get together. And my wife hired Jim right while he was, I think he's still in law school. Uh, she was, got a job putting together a title plant for a title company. And she hired him as one of the people to help her on putting that plant together. So we got to know each other real well. One time, Jim is just about as crazy as I am. Not to the extreme that I am. And one time we got invited by a friend of my wife. She was going to have a party, a costume party. So Jim and I teamed up, and we went to the party as two dirty old men. We had our raincoat, white socks, sneakers, and not much else. I had a pair of bikini underwear, and we did a little routine. We selected the Village People's Macho Man, and we created a little dance there and gave them all nice views. It was well received. They were laughing. And during the rest of the party, every time I'd walk by this one young, pretty girl, she'd take my raincoat and open it up and take a look at the jewels there. And my wife at the time later told me that girl asked her, did we have an open marriage? And my wife said, it depends on how open you're talking about. And he said, well, can I take your husband up to the bedroom and F his brains out? And Laura told her, no, it's not that open. And damn. Anyway, we had a great time there, and many other experiences with Jim. Jim graduated, and he went to work for a group called Advocacy Incorporated. And what they were doing is to fight for the rights of disabled people. And Jim sued the University of Texas to make them put in ramps and make it easier to get for disabled people to get in and out of the buildings there. There were a lot of disabled people, students going to the University of Texas. And he won. He made them spend a lot of money changing things around for disabled people. So the University of Texas ended up hiring him to be the university's lawyer. And I think his wife, Carolyn, was an artist. She was an art major, and she went to work for the Red Cross, doing all their artwork for them. And when Jim got hired, she also got hired in some capacity. I worked, I guess, with maybe the dean of the art department or something. And he was there for several years, and something happened. He never really explained it to me, but Carolyn got fired, or she quit because of conflict with the dean she was under. But, so Jim got hired as a Assistant Attorney General for the state of Texas. And at that time, Republican governors got in there, and they would give Jim the really crappy cases sometimes. One of them I remember is this woman who had a business. She would go and take sex products around to women in the suburbs. They'd have a little party, and she would show them all, talk about all the vibrators and dildos and stuff. And the town, the city they were in, they threw in jail. Said you can't operate that kind of business here. Jim had to defend the state and the city in that case, and he lost. But he's a really good lawyer. He's practiced before the Supreme Court, taking cases before the Supreme Court. And he retired right about a little after I did. And he has a son, Jason, I think it is. And he became a computer expert and hired by a company in Boston, outside of Boston. And so he'd married and they had a kid. So Jim, when he was retired, they moved up to Boston so he could help with the kid, take care of the kid while they both worked. And last I talked to him not too long ago, or emailed him, he said the baby had grown up and they didn't need me around so much, so they were going to go back to Texas. I don't know if he's moved yet or not. I need to contact him and see what's going on. But he and I were good friends for over 50 years. And I'm glad. He's a good guy. So that's about it. It's just getting a lot of rain. As you can see, my garden's coming along well. The angel trumpets, they're getting leaves on there. The leaves get to be pretty big on the angel's trumpets. And you see a lot of insects sure do like to chow down on those leaves. And that's why I say I've got the stonedest insects in the neighborhood. So that's it. Barry's still here, live and kicking. I haven't made a video in several days now, so I'm back. I'm trying to put out more of them. I still can't go anywhere. I'm still under quarantine. So that was good that I got out, go down to Manila. We stopped and ate at Panda Express there. They got some Panda Expresses there now. And, that was good, getting some American-style Chinese food. So that's about it. Y'all take care, get your vaccines, so Barry can be free again. And take care of your neighbors, take care of yourselves, take care of your pets, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.